Hello everyone, I'm Alexis and today we're gonna see the early game build. Now, as you might have seen before on the last video, which I recommend you to watch right now, if you have not checked it out, you have to watch it, bro. You need to watch it. Here's the thing. It has allowed me to do all this stuff, you know, and not only that little thing, also this, and then also this, and also this. So, brother, come on. You don't think the build is good? I don't know what to tell you, bro. I do not know what to tell you. Anyway, let's go straight away from the runes. PTA, Triumph, Alacrity, Grass, Magical Forward, and Cosmic Insight. Double out the fourth with regame health. Now, let's explain why is the reason of these runes, okay? PTA is the best one, you know? Like, PTA works maybe 7, 8 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 matches. The best of the best. Here's the tricky thing too. The little tempo fleet conqueror might be a little bit, only a little bit better on those 2 matches that PTA doesn't perform as the best. Alright, but here's the logic too. You would rather have a reliable rune that you can make work almost every single time, so that way you adapt, you learn, and you make that perform every match without having to deal a lot with the fact that you might want to change your build, you might want to adapt it to every single aspect that you can encounter, which is reasonable, but realistically speaking, we don't play League that much, okay? Me, brother, I play League all day, every day. I tell you, I cannot adapt to 4 runes like this, you know? And what I think is the best way to learn and the best way to improve is just pick up one rune that you really like and that you really feel comfortable using. I would recommend PTA and just learn that. Just learn the rune setup. Do not change it. Do not change your build, okay? Just keep doing that again and again and again. Okay, there are moments where you want to change stuff, but try not to make it that big, you know? Because the same logic as why being an OTP is the best thing that you can do to learn and improve faster is the same thing that you would do with your builds and with your runes. Okay, so Triumph here actually allows me to go like 1v3, 1v2. On the other hand, Presence of Mind is like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that I win the poke and I win the trades. But if I'm already playing very aggressive, early game, I'm gonna get my value that I would get from Presence of Mind through abilities, from Cosmic Insight with trades with Barrier, and Magical Foot with early move speed, okay? But let's go on that next. Now, Alacrity is just the best. On the point that you wanna go early game. If you don't wanna play early game, then don't go Alacrity, bro. It doesn't make sense, okay? You wanna play mid game, late game, go play Bloodline. Now, here's the way that I see it. How many matches do you get to late game? Okay, just answer. Quick question. How many matches are you getting to late game? Chances are that not that many matches, right? Let's say 5 out of 10. Let's say maybe 6 out of 10. Now, how many matches are you playing early game? Every single match. You might believe that the logic is a little bit flawed there, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Every game you play early game, some matches you play late game. So what do? You play your early game perfectly and you 1v9. That's what we're looking for. So we go Alacrity. Grass, I do not have a strong argument for this one. The only thing that has come to my mind is Cut Down actually works like a poking rune. It does more damage than Coup de Grace, 100%, but it just poke. Poke translates into nothing if you cannot build advantage through that. On the other hand, Coup de Grace makes you get some kills that you might not get, you know, that might not be possible to get. Why is that? Because when you do this damage, the enemy knows that he has to run away. Less than 40% health, they are trying to run away. They are not trying to fight you anymore. And you need as much damage as possible to get them down. On the other hand, they are more open to tank damage when they are past 60% health. So in reality, it doesn't really matter, right? Like you're poking, but are you getting kills? The same logic why Aphelios gets a lot of damage on team fights because he just pokes. But if that damage doesn't translate into securing a kill, the damage is non-existent. You know, like it makes no difference. Now, Magical Footwear, I find it very, very fun, yes. Because Magical Footwear is a rune that gets you 300 gold, right? And some people like cashback, which I understand. It makes sense that people want cashback because you don't want to buy boots and you just want to use the gold of Infinity Edge to buy an agility clock. Makes a lot of sense. But the reason why I go Magical Footwear, there are 2 things. Maybe even 3. It's one of the highest gold income room for this branch, right? At least if you are looking for an angle of 15-20 minus, Why? Because it gives you 300 gold from the boots, it gives you another 120 from the 10 extra move speed, and on top of that, you get it. The more aggressive you play, the sooner you get it. Isn't that crazy? No, another thing. Berserker Grips gives 45 move speed. When you have Berserker Grips with Magical Footwear, you get 55 move speed. Equally what you would get from Boots of Swiftness. Isn't that crazy? I love it. And then on top of that, there is another thing. It allows you to go Berserker Grips always as soon as you finish your Infinity Age. And if you win feats of strength, it gets better. Like, you are losing nothing. On the other hand, Boots of Swiftness is very good. It's a very good boot, but it has been nerfed to the ground. You know that, I know that, everybody knows that. Now, you might question me, why are you going Biscuit? Biscuit works the same way that these 4 runes. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that when you're playing Biscuit, you are gonna be able to win in a crazy way 2 out of 10 fights, okay? Maybe 4, maybe even 5 out of 10 fights, right? Such crazy, insane 1v3, 2v4 because of the extra health. It goes very, very hard, but it's not reliable. It's not reliable. You can bait people, it might work. But I can tell you that the higher reload you get, the more people notice this, you know? Like, if you want to go Michael Footwear and you want to go this, I understand. But now that we finally made it to Master, by the way, with 140 ping, I'd rather have Michael Footwear. For all these reasons, that allows me to go a boot like Berserker Grips that early and have so much move speed, because Biscuit doesn't really provide that much value compared to this, okay? With the mind and the logic of trying to play aggressive early game, but not trying to play as much as aggressive until you get your PF sword. Now, Cosmic Insight are wards, actually wards. You use wards. Like, Junter will work insanely good with this because it reduces the cooldown by a lot. I'm not really a fan of Juntel. And my most important thing is that it reduces the flash for 46 seconds, and then 46 seconds you can use it to trade flash for flash with the enemy. They use the flash, you use your flash, then you have 46 seconds advantage. Once your flash runs out of cooldown and you are tracking that, you have a free kill. You always have a free kill with this thing. It's so good. On top of that, getting short trades in lane, using barrier early, and then you getting more barriers in lane than the enemy, having more effective HP, you are using your barriers correctly. And on top of that, one more important thing, like I said, item haste, the cooldown reduction. You might think, you don't have items, right? You don't have items, why are you trying to reduce cooldown there? Well, you reduce the cooldown of your ward. That is so powerful, bro. You don't know how strong that thing is. Why is that strong? One thing, it reduces an insane amount of the cooldown of your trinket, and you can use the trinket on the middle push, and then you're gonna have your ward way sooner than the average gank time from the jungle when he's trying to gank you with level 3. So what you do, you drop your ward on the pixel bush, and you have a ward on the bush in the lane to avoid being ganked, and also to avoid being cheese. It is so good, bro. The strategy with this is, listen, you know how to use this. You walk up to lane fast as possible, drop a ward in the middle bush, and that's it. Isn't that so easy to execute? You drop your next ward on the pixel bush. Easy. So easy. Either way, adaptive force here to the reason I'm doing this is because I have more than enough attack speed with alacrity, you know? By the way, I'm still putting 3 points in W. I cannot tell you if that is the most optimal build because now you have plenty of attack speed with here, but it's working. It's working very good for me. I might consider going WQ Emax maybe in the future because I have noticed that just with 5 damage you can kill the ranged minions very quickly, like in 2 auto attacks instead of 3 auto attacks. But we'll see. It depends on the matchup. Either way, the early game health helps a lot because you win like 10 health per level here, so you already get into a good position when you're level 7. But until you're level 7 and you're playing very aggressive, chances are that you are already deciding how your game is gonna be won before level 7. So let's go with a match now, okay? Alright, so in this matchup against Vayne and Lulu, it's a little bit tricky because you can tell I'm trying to auto-attack Vayne as much as possible while I'm auto-attacking the minions too. That's one of the reasons when you go double, you level 1, you go alacrity, you try to get minions and at the same time you try to auto-attack. As you can tell, I have also a ward on the bush to try to avoid from getting cheese. And the moment they step out like that, I need to be ready to try to punish them. Punish the cooldown that Vayne has when she uses the Q like that. Like I either auto-attack her or I auto-attack Lulu, you know? And as you can tell also, I'm not trying to crash the wave as fast as possible. What I'm trying to do there is getting level 2. And if I have to, I crash it. If I don't have to, I don't crash it. I try to slow push. Now, my Blitzcrank is not ideal, you know? That's one of the reasons why I'm showing this too. Because, yeah, he's crazy. He's a little bit crazy. But with this build, if you make sure to perform properly, you make sure to keep farming minions and punish enemies when they overstep against you, you're gonna reach a point where it's not gonna matter that you have a support that is not really performing perfectly, but you're still gonna kill them, okay? Now here's another tricky thing. When you mark them with Calibrum Q, you don't follow up with the mark as fast as possible, okay? You wait for the shield to run out of duration and then you follow up. That's the easiest way to do it. Now, second thing here, in this lane, I see them bouncing back the wave, right? So what I'm trying to do is just letting them bounce back. I don't want to go for crazy things. I'm not going to just push because I don't know where set is. And I know my jungle is playing mid lane. So I'm not doing crazy things, crazy stuff, right? Also, I follow up with Severum auto attack, Severum Q. I'm not trying to go very aggressive. Of course, I am trying to punish their mistakes. And this is a very important mental that you need to have. First of all, you focus on not dying. Second, you focus on farming every minion possible. And third, you focus on punishing mistakes, okay? It's not about playing passive, it's not about playing aggressive, it's more about playing around the context of what is happening. Like we always say, if that Vayne is walking up to you and she's taking fake hits, would you think that you're playing aggressive if you punish her? No, right? Would you think you're playing passive if you don't punish her? No, right? Like if you don't punish her, you're just playing bad. You're either taking the right action or you are doing nothing. If you're punishing the enemies, you need to keep in mind that also you cannot overstep, right? Like for example here, I only woke up because I know they already used the CC on them. Now I use auto attack on Lulu with a follow-up on Vayne to make sure that I root them both. I keep auto attacking. I try not to overextend for Lulu because I know this is very important, okay? I do not overextend for Lulu because I know that if I try my kill one for Lulu, afterwards the lane pushes to me and I end up losing wave. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Do not tunnel vision on that. The wave is the most important thing in early levels. It is okay if you give up one kill as long as you keep your wave good. And then on top of that, that doesn't mean, like I said before, that you play passive and you do nothing. Vayne still steps up on me. So what do? I keep punishing her. And I promise you, if I had taken one more second, just one more second to follow up that thing, I would have ended up dying by a Lulu shield on Vayne and me not being able to kill that guy. That's just how it is, right? Like you just need to take the decision there, focus on that and keep pushing forward. Now, as always, we come back with more items and we're ready to punish the enemies. Now, here is another very important thing, okay? We're gonna focus mostly on early game because the early game is the most important thing that you can take off in these matches. We get one gank, we try to secure the kill as always, and by pushing this wave, I'm looking to punish Vayne by denying her minions. If she were to stay, I'm gonna try to dive her. If not, I'm just gonna try to get Brio for Drake. Both of those things work very good, and most of the time when you're doing these things on the wave, you need to keep in mind what is the goal that you're trying to take, right? Like, am I picking up blades? Am I going for Drake? Am I setting up vision? Here, of course, I'm looking to get plate. That's why I auto-attack the thing. I think I end up losing it though because of the range. And then I'm looking to get advantage here to make sure that my Viego doesn't get killed by Zed. Because I don't know if that happens to you in your elo, but when you leave your jungle alone, it's like they stumble and they end up falling and somehow they end up drowning on the river. Because I don't know how they manage to lose Drakes or how they manage to die to nothing, but it has happened to me so many times. So many times. So I figured out might as well just Garage Wave, get the tempo and use the tempo instead of pressuring plates or looking for first tower or a good recall. Might as well just help the Viego, you know, help the jungle. Here, as you can tell, also I'm not hard pushing the wave. I'm not trying to just punish them by dropping their HP or by auto-attacking the tower mindlessly. Every auto attack that you make on the wave needs to have a purpose, right? That you are either trying to last hit a minion, you are pushing the wave, you are looking to freeze the wave, or you're just looking to get tempo. And as you can tell here, I'm not hard pushing there because I want to crash as huge as way as possible, so that way I have advantage when I'm getting the next wave, and I can recall getting way more gold than before. And now I finally get my BF sword back. As you can tell, my damage goes from 190 to 159. I got my BF sword, and with this amount of damage, this is another very important thing wave control wise. Okay, look at that. I arrived to the wave. This is okay. Oh my god, the ultimate. Forget the ultimate. I tried, I missed. But since I had a good tempo and a good recall, the thing that happens here is that I managed to catch the wave. I managed to catch the wave because I planned my waves before, and now in this spot I can grab the wave, and not only I win a good recall, but I punish Bane for not being able to contest me by freezing the wave. I of course not deny her a lot of minions, but I deny her enough for me to be one level ahead next time, being half a level ahead. And if you use that advantage on stats that you get from getting more HP, more damage, more armor with levels, you're gonna be able to translate that into free kills afterwards, into punishing them in a very easy and powerful way, you know. And for example, here I'm just trying to step up a little bit with my Severum because I know that I can proc PTA if they were to overstep, and also I know that I don't need to be that afraid. Why I don't need to be that afraid? Because I have Crescendum Calibrum now, and my auto attacks do a lot of damage. I don't necessarily need to land all my abilities, but as you can tell, that little poke that I did on Bane, that little auto attack that I did on Lulu, it hurts a lot. Because we have done the math before. Collector Fierce is not good. It's objectively not good ever. PF Sword, Pickaxe, and Long Swords do more damage than full Collector and cost way less. So, if you were to try to play, look at this, auto attack, Inferno Q, Flash, Calibrum auto attack, oh my god. Lovely. As always, no overextending, trying to get the wave. I'm not gonna flash for the Bane. Bane is pointless for me because I will have to commit in a difficult position, not knowing if Jansu is roaming already, because the only one that we saw was set doubling. And yeah, we don't want to trick that. Now, Diego decided to randomly go look for Yasuo, even though he saw Yasuo roaming bot lane, and he died. It is what it is. That's one of the reasons when you see your jungle, you see your mid lane, you see your support diving. If you know the play is not good, do not follow it, brother, okay? Listen to me. You know the play doesn't work, just don't follow it. It's not worth it. It's never worth it, alright? Not even Crescendum. Severum is not even Crescendum Calibrum, it's just Infernum Gravitum. Just my Infinity Edge. Gravitum auto attack. It's just Infinity Edge first. How do we do this? How do we make this work? Because we are playing, thinking and using our brain into what are our power spike, what actually works, what is actually the best thing that you can do, you know? That is how it works, that is what you do, and that is how you play this. Game is pretty much over, but you need to be mindful about how you want to play this, because even though you might be ahead, like mid laners can still kill you. I'm level 10, he's level 9, he can kill me with a knockout because, why you might ask? Because the brother ults me, gains a shield from the passive, and then gains armor penetration, armor that I barely don't have, you know? Yasuo knockup into Lulu polymorph into Lulu knockup. I'm not surviving that. I'm just not surviving that. I'm gonna die. But the execution, as you can tell, is knowing what is his win condition and what is my win condition. His win condition is hitting me with Tornado. He has Tornado, of course, gonna use it and flash it with 140 ping, Gravitum auto attack, not using Gravitum Q there to root them both and secure a double kill. Pretty good. And at this point, like I told you before, the game is pretty much over. The only difference here is that you need to know what is the thing that you can do, or what are the things that you cannot do. For example, here, I know that I can kill this guy because with Severum I'm gonna heal enough, and if he stays, I'm just gonna end up killing him. He does not stay, he flashes away, just get back to lane, keep pushing, and GG, game over. Funny, lovely match. And this thing is what gets me a win after a win after a win. Let's watch one more match to make sure that it is all Understood. So this is another match in another tricky position where we have a jungle that if it gets out of control, we are not gonna win the game. And on top of that, we have a Lucian Yumi. I wouldn't say the strongest bot lane, but a very annoying bot lane because you need to dodge Yumi, you need to be careful of Lucian. Now here's the thing with Lucian. Lucian Nami, Lucian Yumi, Lucian Lulu, Lucian whatever. The thing you might struggle against Lucian is because that champion focuses a lot on punishing mistakes. It works the same way as Tristana. You are making mistakes and you are low elo, chances are that one of the champions that you struggle the most is like either Draven, Samira, Yasuo, Tristana, Lucian. Why? Because those champions work around punishing mistakes. So how do you deal with that? You deal with that, of course, not making mistakes. But one of the way that to do that is playing maximum range all the time. You never overstep. You need to consider a mistake when you are playing and auto-attacking past your maximum range. If he gets into your maximum range, you have to auto-attack them. You have to punish them. But you don't follow past that. You never get into their auto-attack range. Because if you do, he's just gonna kill you. He's just gonna one-shot you. And if you start playing level 1 like this, very aggressive, punishing them, lowering their HP, even though they have plenty of sustain because Yumi heals a lot with the Qs and denies a lot of damage with the E, even that happens, slowly but surely you're gonna deplete Yumi's mana. And even though that your support might be inting like that, do you see what I mean? Like the Navi is not respecting Lucian. She overextends, she oversteps there, and she plays past her maximum range. What happens afterwards is that Lucian just walks up and gets her HP, and he even gets healed there because of the Yumi's Q. Now here's a very important thing. You put the ward, you run away. As soon as you see them, you're walking away. You know, you are not overstepping, you are not trying to be the hero there. The only thing that you do is auto-attack max range. Auto-attack max range. Keep auto-attacking max range. Only flash when you know that you secure a kill and you're not gonna die afterwards. And how do I secure a kill? Because I know Velvet doesn't have more Qs. And even if she tanks that with her extra resistance ability, I still kill her because Calibrum Q. Another thing here, another very funny thing, I'm not running away here, right? Like, I'm actually not running away. Why I'm not running away? Because I know that I beat that guy too. Why do I know that I beat that guy too? Because I have 3 points in W with Alacrity. I do not need Bloodline at this stage of the game. What I need is Alacrity. Alacrity allows me to drop so many more auto attacks there. So that means that when we are fighting on a position where he's trying to look for a short trade, I can translate that into actually a kill. Now my Viego, of course, he's inting there. There was no reason to do that dumb rat doing dumb nonsense. But he could have just flanked and last hit him afterwards. But as you can tell, they are disrespectful. They don't know how to play against Aphelios, and they walk up into my Inferno. I end up getting a free kill. Lovely, amazing, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now we managed to deny the wave. And as we don't want to let this bounce back, we just farm what we can there and run away. Beautiful bank too, because we're getting back with a BF sword, I believe. Yeah, BF sword into a long sword. From 81 damage to 131 damage. 40 AD from BF sword, 10 AD from a long sword. And at this point, we have extra 50 AD. That is insane, bro. 131 damage per auto attack. And if they were to step to me now, I can just walk up and kill them. Sadly, they do not. They are very careful now, so they are not actually making that many mistakes. They are just running around. But the goal of your game is still punishing them, okay? Not necessarily by kills, but by macro, by rotations, by drakes. Most important thing is drakes. Why is that? Because with Soul you can secure a game very easily, and you as an ADC have a lot of control of the Drake. That is to say, you might not be able to get the Drake all the time, but what you can do is actually call your jungle to come bot lane, and if he wakes up, you get it. And if he doesn't wake up and he's not getting it, your job should be punishing bot lane, getting prio, and at least do not let the enemies take Drake, okay? I'm not saying that you should compensate the mistakes of your allies, but yeah, you should compensate the mistakes of your allies, you know? Like, you wanna win, you just drop your ego and fix mistakes of everyone, right? Don't be like average super main that thinks that their job is not fixing their allies' mistakes. I don't know where I got that from. Sorry, I'm just painting. I had bad encounters with main supports lately. Very bad encounters, sorry. Either way, as we are seeing here, the weapon rotation that we use here is Severum into Crescendum into Calibrum. I use very different weapon rotations from time to time, and I'm not afraid of changing, knowing that what is the best thing that can allow me to get kills here. And also what I need in the moment. Like, for example, I would rather go in on Calibrum all the time. I love that. But sometimes, especially when I was fighting that Velvet, I had to use my Calibrum Q to follow up and secure a kill. So if you cannot play with the best weapon rotation at that moment, then just break your weapon rotation and get that kill, you know? As long as you know how to fix it afterwards, or how to adapt the weapon rotation or the weapons that you're gonna have now, it makes no issue. Personally, I know there is I think my weapon rotation is the best weapon rotation, but I'm not afraid to go in the standard or the standard with Infernum when I need it, you know? Either way, the thing that we're doing now, winning that kill and pushing on advantage, is just curing our Infinity Age, and once we do this amount of damage and we are this strong, like there is nothing else to fear. As you can tell, most of our plays or most of our gameplay comes from the fact that we are not afraid of using summoners. Why are we not afraid of using summoners too? Because we have a very low cooldown summoners that allow us to use them to look for advantage instead of using them for teamfights only. One good example of that is like when you're playing Drake, your flash is 5 minutes cooldown. You have to play Drake with a flash out of cooldown always, but with Cosmic Insight you have 46 seconds where you can actually use it without having to commit to a Drake fight without a flash. That is to say, lower cooldown, more chances that you can play way aggressive. And at this point, it's just farming, banishing, farming. The weapon rotation here and everything that we do is very important. Why is this very important? For example, here we are not trying. As you can tell, look at this, okay? So we see Velvet Bolding. Are we trying to look for a fight? We are not trying to look for a fight. We know that we are strong. We know that we might win that. Am I gonna do a coin flip there expecting my Nami to play with me? No, I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk up to this Velvet, and if Nami comes, I kill her. If Nami doesn't come, I commit my flash, I kill her either way. I think we could have won 2v3 there very easily. But brother, when is a good idea to trust your support and play with them? Only you have a duo, you know? Only if you're playing with a duo that you think you can rely on, or you're trying to improve with him. Only that chance, only that moment I would recommend you to play with your support. If you don't have a duo, never ever play with your support. That guy next to you does not exist. And this is not blaming them, thinking that they are useless, okay? The reason behind this is that you cannot control them. You cannot control your support, you cannot control your jungle. Why would you try to rely on something that you cannot control? Either way, it doesn't matter. Just focus on yourself and only commit to fights that you know that you can win by yourself or the support has already performed good. Follow up with Calibrum Q, Gravitum Q to make sure that he gets killed, Infernum Q. I'm not hard committing on them because I know they can just translate. They can just change their focus into me and I'm gonna be in trouble. And we don't wanna do that, right? We don't wanna deal with that. Now my team has gone crazy. We can still stomp the game. I get more items, Infinity Age, and once I get Infinity Age, I really don't respect them anymore, right? Like you can step up, auto attack them, and they are never gonna be able to kill me. Severum Q, auto attack, Crescendum, auto attack, sidestep, auto attack. It's lovely. It is so lovely. My team might not be perfect now though because Aatrox giving away a kill. Viego getting the Velvet. I'm not committing there because I see that they are already dying. That's another very important thing when you're fighting. You don't overstep, but you are ready to punish when they are running to you. Because if you're trying to follow every single team fight that your allies do, you're gonna end up losing, right? Like you're trying to let's look at this fight. Let's look at this fight. The second, bro. I think I elaborate a little bit more on that. Bomba. Okay. As I was saying, you're trying to get away from this rat Elo. You're trying to get away from the Raccoon Elo. Would you listen to yourself if you're a Diamond Heartstock? You wanna stop being a Diamond Heartstock. Why would you listen to a Diamond Heartstock? You want to stop being a Master Hearts, then why would you listen to a Master Hearts? Listen to me, bro. Listen to me. I'm a 1.2k LP Challenger Heartstock, actually. I mean, I dropped from inactivity, sorry. I need to play again on my main account. Either way, thank you all for watching the game. I'm gonna stream daily more often and drop more videos. So if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate you all a lot. Thank you. And see you on the stream on the next video. Thank you, bye bye.